what I did is I have a summary of coverage. I took out probably the most important aspects of it, of the various quotes, and tried to compare them from one company to another. So you'll have that. Let me do that again. Also have a letter.
You might as well not even bother giving me one, Brian.
Okay.
I can't vote on it.
You can't read?
No, thanks a lot. Maybe I will vote on it. What's your name?
That's it.
And I was supposed to tell the other. Yeah, he's got one.
Five. It's not 6, 7.
I realized that when I started.
Okay. You want it to be
My own
June?
June, yeah.
Okay.
No, I know.
Okay. All right. As you know, you're currently insured with Selective Insurance Company, and we went out to 3 other markets that specialize in writing municipalities and public entities, and that's the Travelers Insurance Company. They have a special program. Trident, which is a brokerage house out of Texas, and they use Argonaut as their insurance company. And I also went to New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal, because I do have one municipality that is insured with them. Now, you'll note in my letter, I try to bring out some important differences. Okay, number one, travelers cannot offer an umbrella policy because of the outstanding recommendations from the DEC on the dams. The information we sent to them, they reviewed it, and they said they would not be able to offer downstream coverage, and they would not be able to offer an umbrella policy.
No umbrella policy.
No, right. But however, I did secure a quotation for an umbrella policy over the Travelers program, and we'll go through that as we go along. That's a main concern for at least the Travelers program by itself.
The same commentary has come from the DEC for years.
Yeah.
And we've made remediation steps over the last month addressing the issues that they raised. I can't imagine why that's become something to prevent an umbrella policy.
It was. I mean,
okay.
I have their. I agree with you because for 2 years you were insured with Travelers.
Yeah. Right.
And last year they proposed a quote. Okay. However, this year they would not. We sent them all responses. We sat down with Mike and we sent those responses on to their underwriter, and she went to management, and it says right here, I'm unable to provide umbrella coverage at this time. The village is to be commended for their efforts in maintaining Goshen Dams 1 and 2, but the following items preclude us from providing umbrella coverage at this time. Goshen Dam number 1, spillway. The large scroll hole in the spillway outlet channel identified in the December 19, 2000 inspection should be permanently repaired. Number 2, spillway. Flow rate should be recalculated according to the methodology prescribed by H&MR 5152 and confirm that the spillway capacity is in fact adequate. Number 3, general. The dam should be inspected by a professional engineer to ensure that it is structurally sound and in compliance with current dam safety criteria. Dam number 2. The leak located at the downstream toe should be repaired. Large trees and brush must be removed, and animal burrows filled in, which requires supervision by a professional engineer and a dam safety permit, which may impact the village's projected compliance timetable. And so those are the responses.
When was the last time you had a conversation with Art Tully, our engineer, and Michael, who did work on the dam?
We spoke with Mike probably about a week ago. Okay. Now,
yeah, we know about all the recent updates.
Yeah.
We informed them of the brush clearing and topical type of thing, that there's 3 major areas which are old trees that have been, growing in there for how many years, that they want an engineer to look at. The DEC, not Travelers. This is.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
All right, but when they say professional engineer, they mean our engineer.
I would suspect.
All right.
Any engineer that wants to sign off and say.
Got it, dig it, whatever.
Okay.
Have we talked to Art on that, Marcy?
I sure will. Sure.
But Travelers is offering premises liability.
Yeah, you know, trip and falls, someone falls at the dam,
Yeah.
things like that, but what they're not offering is if it collapses and then you have your spillway and it goes down and floods the area down.
Sure.
Okay. So that was,
Did anyone else? I can't leave
yeah.
this topic.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Nymer wouldn't provide dam coverage. However, Selective is providing it, but they are going to do inspection, and Trident also provided
Very
dam
good.
coverage.
Okay. We'll just have to deal with that.
Okay. Selective's umbrella policy provides coverage with limits of $10 million per occurrence, $20 million in aggregate, with a retention of $10,000. And this is what's important is this sentence. The aggregate limit shall apply separately to and in excess of each aggregate limit of the underlying policy. So
You have to read that to me.
the aggregate limit shall apply separately to and in excess of each aggregate limit of the underlying policy.
Okay.
All right. So what that's basically saying is you could have a situation where you've got a public official liability claim. You have $1 million primary, okay, and then your aggregate, and then you have a $10 million excess, right? You could also turn around and have a employment practices legal liability case where you can have $1 million. You also have another $10 million. So it actually is so much additional coverage than just a true umbrella, which is a $10 million per occurrence over everything. This umbrella acts separately. Okay. NYMER is a non-for-profit program dedicated to servicing the insurance needs of governmental agencies throughout New York State. NYMER is the only program that exists solely for New York municipalities. We recommend that the Village of Goshen consider purchasing a separate flood insurance policy to cover locations in flood zone A, because those are excluded. The locations are as follows: 70 North Church Street, 10 Dykeman Drive, and 17 New Street. I mean, that can get expensive, and I don't know those buildings or how important that is, but it's something.
What are those buildings to us?
One is the DPW, okay? The other is where the volunteer ambulance corps is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and Dykeman Drive, I'm just wondering if that's,
That's not us.
I'm
Yes,
not,
the old Dykeman building.
No, the old one, that's 17 New.
I'm
The one
That's the sewer.
I'm wondering if there's a pump
Pump
station.
station.
There's a pump station out there? Okay, thank you.
Okay. So then that would be that.
Yeah, that would be that reason, yeah.
I mean, we can go and secure a quote for you just to see what area it's in, if it's something, you know, but they're excluded from the policy because they're in those zones. So
Yeah, no, I just didn't know what it was. Yeah.
DPW.
Yeah.
We should at least get a price on finding out that for the DPW, yeah?
Isn't that one of them?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you,
Okay, page number 2, with respect to crime coverage, we secured an alternative quote with the Travelers Insurance Company. Travelers offered some crime coverage, but it wasn't, you know, each company has I guess a different way of offering coverage. But Travelers also has a bond unit, and their bond unit can provide additional coverages that their primary underwriters can't provide. So, and the reason for this is we have coverage for employee dishonesty up to $100,000. However, we don't have coverage for the tax collector and the treasurer, and that we feel should probably be. We probably should insure maybe $400,000. Now, the additional premium for that, or the premium for that, is $1,832. If you decided to purchase that, you would then deduct, I think it's $540 from Selective's quote, because we would use this in lieu of what we currently have. And from Travelers' quote, I think you would subtract $840 from this if you decided to go with Travelers. Okay. With respect to the Joint Recreation Commission, Trident Group recommended that the village obtain a certificate of insurance naming the village as an additional insured with a hold harmless agreement and a waiver of subrogation. And we have spoken about this to the town. So it keeps coming up why are three companies responding to the same policy. At times you might have to, but at other times if your name is an additional insured, it goes straight to the Joint Recs policy and you don't have triple company, too many things. That's one thing.